And I'm gonna be in the crowd.
Oh, yeah. Hey, yeah, over here, idiot. Up in fucking, I'm in section C row 2. If you were a real fan, you would know what that is. And that's when the other wrestler goes, yeah, you're up in the stands with the fans where you belong, buddy.
I'm where the power is.
Oh,
where
shit.
it really comes from.
Oh, shit.
The people.
He's getting the crowd hyped. JR, I don't think I've ever seen the crowd this hyped before. Welcome, everybody, to the last episode of Growing Up Kayfabe for the year. The end of the year Growing Up Kayfabe podcast episode. We are the YEET and NO YEET of wrestling, the yes and no of wrestling podcasts. I am your host, Joe, and as always, the best co-host ever, Darnell.
Oh, wow. Much appreciated. I know that the look on my face doesn't say that. Doesn't equate the emotion I'm actually feeling, which is weird, but also I'm eating nuggies. So
just, yeah, you got a lot going on, you know?
Yeah. And then I want to drink this with it. Come on, fuck you, Godlight. Jesus. Yep. Yeah, it's not doing it. There we go. Fuck it. I'm not gonna drink this with it because I feel like it'll make something weird.
Yeah, I feel like just those two combinating.
Yeah, and these nuggets are kind of cold too, and they're McDonald's nuggets, so you don't ever reheat these bitches.
No, yeah,
they're gonna be terrible.
When they go cold, or they start going a little cold, you just bite the bullet and eat them cold because it's the same thing as if you were to heat it up.
Oh, all right, enough about random bullshit.
Let's talk about this week in wrestling. I guess technically it's the second to last week of wrestling, so yes, you will not get like the last week's coverage from us. I guess you probably would. I guess because then we'll see. We'll see how that plans out. I'm not good at timing on the spot like that, but this.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't even remember what happened last week.
Well, that's fine.
Not even a front.
Hey, well, you know what? You would be able to get 10 moments to figure it out on YouTube, but they took that away. Now they just gave you 4. I'm like, I know goddamn well that more than just these 4 moments happened in the show.
What they might be doing is they might be pivoting that over to Netflix.
Yeah,
they might have like a separate clip thing or something for them.
Be smart. That would be smart.
Like in the actual Netflix.
I would
like Next to Raw or something.
That would be really smart because I would get on Netflix regularly to watch those.
The only thing I can think of.
Yeah. Well, this week on Raw, as always starting off with the first show, the flagship show, Raw. Starts off with Drew coming out there, and I mean, just everything Drew says in a promo just grabs you. You just want to know what he's going to talk about. And to be honest, a lot of the times he's just saying a lot of the same shit. You guys are sheep. This company's bullshit. You guys forget who saved you, and the bloodline, they're assholes. I don't like those guys, so I'm killing them. And but either way, you're like, this is good. This is good. And then who comes out? Sami. It's like, bro, why are you the one wrestler?
You not learned your lesson, sir.
I was just gonna say he's the one wrestler who like gets beat down over and over and over again. I get that's his character, but it's like, bro, we just saw you lose a number of times to this person. Just move on, my guy. No way. No, because you will not talk about me and these people like that.
Sounds like the old black kid from Malcolm in the Middle.
He does. Get the pump out, Sami. Get the pump out.
The goddamn team.
Yeah. And I mean, you fast forward to the end of the show. That was, that's our main event, Drew versus Sami. And I think only for a split second. And I guess everybody's thinking because of how much hype they're putting behind it. Like, oh, Sami's actually going to get a dub on Drew. Nope. Psych.
You thought.
Drew was backstage like, that don't work for me, brother. I don't think so. No. You put me over. And
then and storyline wise, it wouldn't make sense for Sami to beat him. He's last on the totem pole.
Yeah. Yeah, I do like this whole new direction for Drew, where it's just like Warpath, Bloodline. I'm taking him out. I'm coming for Roman now, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's right, because now he can go for Roman again. And I'm like, that's perfect. And honestly, everybody's talking about it. They're saying that Roman should put over Drew, but I'm like, man, that's a tough one. It's a tough one to say who's going to put over who in that. But I do agree it should be Drew who goes over.
I say same, but just because it'll make shit better for Roman story wise. Because it's like, look at you. You still ain't shit without your family.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
You're gonna have to suck it up. You're gonna have to apologize, admit you were fucking crazy for better yet of 5 years. So
yeah, it all makes sense. Everything. It's great that Drew is a heel because everything he does makes sense. You're like, yeah, I can back all of these reasonings behind him, what he's talking about, and all of you guys are assholes.
He's the Magneto of wrestling.
Good point.
Like, you see him as a villain, but then you're just like, you know what? He ain't wrong.
Yeah. One of my favorite parts of Raw, something they don't show in the top highlights or whatever they're calling it now, was the the battle through mouthpieces of Liv and Finn. Hey, JD, or was it, hey, Raquel, tell Finn that if he would have just listened to me, then he would have won last week. Hey, JD, tell Liv I said. I'm like, yo.
You guys are just equally being terrible to each other. This
Hilarious.
is
great. Like brother sister. They're genuinely being brother sister right now that hate each other. I'm not talking to him right now, so please tell him I said. Hilarious. And meanwhile, Dom.
You guys, you know how dumb you guys sound with being right next to each other doing this, right?
So funny.
No, okay. Cool.
And Dom just like, I'll just be the one to keep taking care of business. I'll just keep doing stuff out there, unlike everybody else around here. And I mean, shouts out Dom at these live events recently, literally just stealing the show at the live events, eating a chicken nugget from the crowd, stomping on Seth while he's eating the chicken nugget, saying, I'm eating chicken nuggets. I'm talking about chicken nuggets right now. You back off. You should stay down. Greatest heel ever.
I'm not saying that they're the worst chicken tenders you've ever had.
Yeah, these are the worst. I just had the worst chicken tender I've ever had in my life. Stay down. I'm talking about chicken tendies right now.
Because you're being more of a toddler.
He also, I just saw the clip, just a man of the people. He tries not to be so much because he knows he can't be for a heel, but he still has to. Did you see the clip of the girl that brought the chicken tendy sign?
I don't think so.
So a little girl, I don't even think I sent it. It's on Facebook. There's a little girl who went to the live show and brought a sign that says, like, I would give all my chicken tendies for, like, Dom to be champion. Or something. Just a compliment to Dom saying she'd give up every single chicken tendy she's ever had for him. And he saw it on his way to the ring, and he, like, kind of pointed at it, pointed the cameras to it, and was like, look at this, and then just kept going. And then, obviously, he loses to Seth in that match. And as he's leaving the ring, he's flopping all over the place, and he's like falling down, and he goes and falls down next to the sign, next to her on the rafters. And then he gets up and stumbles real quick next to the sign, and then he like falls off. And then, the people with the sign took a picture, and he, in that moment when he was like fumbling over, he like scribbled his fucking signature on the sign and then fell. He's like, I didn't do it. I didn't do shit. He's like, I didn't sign nothing. You're welcome, little girl. I didn't sign a goddamn thing. Fuck that little girl and her sign. You're welcome. I hope you had a great time. On Monday, though, the other thing that was hilarious, one of the greatest moments of a non-wrestling match was Kofi's mom giving him the cold shoulder.
Oh, yeah.
How you gonna do that to Big E? Mom! We all hate you, bro. We all hate both of you. Even
hey, don't count me in that. I love it. I love it. It's great.
Even in the they're like internet segments and stuff like that, they're just doing shit everywhere. Fucking R-Truth has that clip on his TikTok where he's like he sees them at the PI training center,
yeah.
And he goes up and gives Kofi daps Kofi, and he like looks at Xavier, he's like, fuck
you. Didn't help me. He wanted to help me.
Yeah.
You said, what does this have to do with us?
It's great. It really is. Especially the way everybody's turning on them. And then the Rey Mysterio part. As a locker room leader, I really should have been better about that. But I think it's a good time for you guys to apologize. Us apologize? Damn. You just don't get it. You guys just don't get it. I mean, I kind of don't even want to talk about the Chad Gable American what are they?
Bro, I'm telling you, for the next 4 years, once Trump hits office, like they do the whole inauguration shit, suddenly American Made is gonna be on fucking top, murdering everyone. America.
Yeah.
I'm telling you,
I'm excited to see more big time programs with them. But this, when it was the only thing I liked about any of this was the week before when he was like looking at Otis. He's like, and I'm starting with you, Tozawa. I was like, of course. Tozawa's always like, why he say fuck me for?
Exactly. He's just like, dog, I'm chilling.
You might as well have been like, I'm starting with you
over here, and then you just do this.
Yeah. He should have done that to him in the ring during the match. He should have had a moment where he got nasty and then fucking pissed off Chad Gable. That would have been hilarious.
I need them to like really stop fucking over them as a whole.
Yeah.
Like both groups. Like let them shine, please. Either it be tag teams or fucking singles matches. Let them get some stuff, bro. I'm tired of seeing them only on just doing segments and shit.
Yeah.
This is like they're good wrestlers, bro. Please.
They're like, what do you mean? They do all the commercials. The was a Demian Priest versus Dom match on that Monday. I mean, just the most obvious Santa I've ever seen. When they pan to the Santa for the first time, first of all, out of nowhere there was a Santa in the crowd, and then all of a sudden you look and I'm like, that's the biggest headed Santa I've ever seen in my life. I was like, Santa don't have an abnormal head like that. That's huge. JD McDonough Santa looking ass. But that was great.
I don't even remember that match.
Yeah, I honestly kind of got blown over because of that. It was a decent match, but also we're all like, how many times are we going to keep doing like Damian versus Dom here on Monday? And then it just got cut short because Damian had the foresight. He just immediately saw JD, as we all did, and was like, JD, I see you. Oh, Jake, dumbass. Yoinks him. And then he gets jumped, but of course, I believe got saved by Mr. Jey Uso, I believe, or somebody saved him, I think. Oh, the War Raiders, that's right. The War Raiders came and saved him.
Yeah.
And now I don't know, they're probably going to do like some like 3-way tag teams or something like that, because
then
they had the segment where he's like, I got your back, shit like that. I'm like, which is cool. I would love to see those guys in a 3-man tag team. That's awesome.
Yeah, that all actually makes sense since they just got the belts from Dom and Jen.
Yeah. And Damian.
Dom and why did I say Dom first? I'm just speaking in autopilot.
You said Dom and Jim too. You're like,
yeah, that's I
Tom
was
and Nick.
Straight up autopilot. But yeah, JD and Finn, Jesus Christ.
And it also makes sense because now like Damian's character is this like he's super hip to the game, like with them. Like every time they jump him now, like he knows. Like even if they eventually get the numbers game on him, like he sees it coming or he like hits them first. So it's kind of like alluding to like, hey, I was in the Judgment Day. I've been fighting these guys for a long time. I know exactly what they're going to do. I got your back.
I literally wrote their playbook.
Yeah. I literally saw JD as Santa. I know what they're going to do. Shouts out to all of them for the acting in that. And then the Wyatt 6, more Wyatt 6 Final Testament stuff. You know, great. Every time. There wasn't much to talk about in this moment though, but it's just always great to see them on screen. But yeah, I mean, just short match. I really wanted to see more, if I'm being honest, of Dexter Lumis versus The Miz, because I just thought that was great to relive. And yeah, I wasn't happy about the match, to be honest with you. I think Miz fucked the whole entire thing up. And the only thing, the saving point was Dexter Lumis. And then, of course, when he gets cornered, obviously, oh, we're smarter than you. We have a better plan than you. Jumped.
Yeah, you gotta send out a couple soldiers to get an effective ambush.
Yep. Shouts out Nikki Cross. Also shouts out Nikki Cross.
What the fuck was I doing Monday?
I think you were with us. But
I was, but I just don't remember anything. And it's probably because of Christmas Eve and shit.
Yeah.
My brain's been pretty cooked.
Yeah, just
like I've been having to get sleep too. So
that meme that they talk about is so true, where it's just like that blur of time between Christmas and New Year's like day is just like it's all just blurs together and becomes foggy, especially if you drink. But yeah, shouts out Nikki Cross, shouts out the whole Wyatt 6 for that moment, and then double shouts out to Nikki Cross for I guess the female, I always forget the female in Final Testament, but she was going to give a stink face to Nikki Cross, and Nikki Cross bit her ass. And I was like, that's hilarious. The last minute intro IYO SKY into the Intercontinental Women's Tournament. And let me say that there is apparently some backlash on that. And I'm like, well, I'll tell you what, out of that match, she looked the best out of the 3 women that were in that match. So it's best that she went ahead instead of them. We all know it would have made a lot of sense for Natalya to go through, but everybody's complaining like IYO's a top card. I'm like, well, Natalya's a locker room leader, old veteran. Like, she shouldn't be a mid-card champion just because her fucking family all had the IC title at some point. Like, sorry, you missed the boat. Don't know what to tell you.
I mean, the only reason that happened, and it shows that Zelina was supposed to win.
Is Zelina injured?
Yeah. You didn't see any of the reports? No. Yeah, that's why IYO was in that match, is because Zelina got hurt.
Fuck.
So, yeah, that was the unfortunate thing. It was like, yeah, cool, you're in the match, but what it cost.
But at what cost?
And it's even more fucked up because they were like, yeah, her birthday is December 27th. And she got hurt right before that. It's just like, damn.
Fuck. Yeah, shouts out Adam Pearce for giving a little bit more spine, shutting down Pure Fusion Collective for them to be like, we won our shot in there. You need to put me into the thing. And he's like, no. Already filled the slot. Fuck you. Bye. There you go, Adam Pearce. Putting down the bottle, drinking some water before the night starts, and getting your head clear. Start making some decisions around here. I think when you look at the 4 right now, because it's down to 4. When you look at the 4 right now, it's, I think, Dakota Kai, Valkyria, can't remember who the third one is, and then it's IYO. And I'm like, well, if it's not going to be IYO or Dakota, which it would, they have them on opposite sides of the bracket too, so it would make the most sense for it to be IYO and Dakota now, and then one of them win it. And I think everybody should be happy with that. If IYO won a mid-card title, who gives a shit, doggy? Like, she's great either way. And to be fair, you have so many women in the top tier talent that it doesn't seem like IYO's ever going to get an actual legit fair shake at being champion. She was champion once, they let her do nothing, and then she lost it. And it was like, okay, so what about a mid-card title where she's on TV regularly? How about that?
I guess.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
It'll just be weird if they do IYO and Dakota, since they're both in the same faction.
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't think they're trying to do any like breakup thing either with them, but I don't know. We got to hold another 2 weeks before that finals comes around. They could literally start it today or tomorrow. They could start it up.
Yeah, they probably are. That's probably why why they didn't have the U.S. and the Intercontinental tournaments running parallel to each other, because the U.S. one started like a week or two beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's what led up to Saturday night main event for their finals, and then the Netflix premiere will be their finals for the Intercontinental belt.
Mm-hmm.
Which is cool because they already stacked the fuck out of that card.
Oh yeah, it's crazy
like
that
the whole
Monday.
Night.
And I mean, shouts out Netflix. I watched some live football during Christmas off of Netflix. It went well. That went fine.
Yeah, it did, surprisingly.
Yeah, it was, obviously a little like grainy, like when you start it, and then it clears up, and then commercials. I mean, I don't know. I didn't feel commercial fucked. I wasn't paying attention to the football game, but I didn't feel commercial fucked at the time. So I don't know. We'll see.
No, they weren't that bad. Like, it was just like actual Netflix commercials. You're not getting fucking shit about medicine and shit.
Right.
Where you cure one thing to have to deal with 16 other side effects of taking that one thing.
Right. Now the only
no insurance company things. There was literally just, hey, we got this coming to Netflix.
Right.
Cool.
The only thing that's going to get annoying about that, I could definitely already see it now, is that it happens all the time. It's like, but they're going to play like the same show commercial like 17 times in one night, and we're going to be like, oh my God, enough about the show that's coming out. I get it. But it is still better than hearing, I don't know, like you're trying to watch a match and they're like, this may cause bleeding out the ass, also death. And you're like, I'm trying to watch picture in picture here, bitch. Tuesday, NXT. I watched it later on because it was Totally forgot we were doing Christmas Eve stuff. It was Christmas Eve. We were all in the Christmas Eve spirit. Totally forgot that they would have an NXT.
And I was at a Christmas party when it started. I got a notification. I didn't even notification on my phone. I think I was just on Facebook or something. And was just like, oh, fuck.
Great night on NXT, except for a couple things. You know, let me just talk about what I really like. First of all, this whole Kaylani mad at like Lola and Stephanie Vicure because she wants revenge against what are they called? Fatal Influence. And this whole like kind of heel turn for her, but also not really. And also like seeing Stephanie and Lola next to each other, I was like, I'd watch that. I would watch that time and time again. It was just a lot of questionable booking, in my opinion, on Tuesday. I didn't quite understand it. You know, Lexus King wins the Heritage Cup via.
Shout out to William Regal.
I was gonna say,
doing over his son.
And I was like, and Charlie Dempsey sold that so well, the acting. I think everybody did their spot perfectly, but I was like, all right. And then right afterwards, like the reporter trying to talk to Lexus and being like, tell him like, hey, so what do you think of me? He's like, listen, I know you got a lot to say for me. I mean, I am the new Heritage Cup winner, but I just got a lot to think about, process all this. So I'll talk to you later. Like just completely dodging the question.
I didn't see shit.
To have this Christmas Chaos tag team thing for the next tag team contenders for the NXT tag team titles. It was such a good match. It was so good. They took the thing where, you know, they do weird shtick for Christmas or whatever the holiday is, and they made it very funny. Shouts out Hank and Tank.
I mean, their team name alone.
Yeah, right.
Like,
I don't know if this is like the slowest of slow builds going on or what's going, like, you know, just the case of like not giving the fans what they want forever. Because everybody loves Hank and Tank. Everybody wants them to be tag team champions if we're going to get new tag team champions, because either stop promoting Axiom as if they're going to keep losing the titles every week, or make them better so that way they can stick around. You know, like seem more, but instead every week it's like, well, we're going to put you in another turmoil thing and you guys are going to be going through hell. And it's like, if they're going to lose to somebody, please make it Hank and Tank. But instead, they booked OTM to and listen, nothing against the OTM guys, but you guys are not over. You're not even close to being over, dude. Like, nobody buys their shtick. Jada Parker stole everything from them, and not in a like negative towards her. Like, she just took what they were doing, ran with it, was way better than them. And now anytime anybody hears their music, they think Jada's coming out. Anytime those guys are around, they want Jada to be there. They only pop when Jada comes out to fucking fight with somebody. Like,
and that's not even, it's no one's fault because they were on injury.
Right, yeah.
That's the only reason any of this should happen.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I was like, damn, when they first came out, I know they got injured, and so they took them off TV for a little bit. But like, yeah, if that didn't happen, if they were able to keep riding the way when they first came in here, but instead, like, I don't know, fucking Axiom took over. Like, Axiom is like super hot on NXT. So, and if Chase U was still around as a potential tag team, then they would even be more hot than OTM, you know, right now. But so it's like, I get it. It's nothing is their fault, but I just don't think this was the appropriate booking. Everybody was like, it could have been anybody. It could have been the D'Angelo family because it would have made sense for them. It should have been Hank and Tank because it would have made even more sense for them. OTM. But that's okay. And then my other questionable booking was fucking Ridge Holland and the Don. This Ridge Holland as Santa. I bet money when he was running, because they had a spot right before the match started, the big tag team match started, where Santa was walking around waving at everybody, even at the beginning of the show, waving at everybody. And I was wondering, I was like, I bet as he was walking the ringside, I bet there was some people who were like, I know you're fucking Ridge Holland. I know that you're Ridge Holland, you bitch. But Ridge Holland sitting ringside the entire time for the tag fight, out of nowhere, does the fucking his finisher move to the Don. Now we have a new challenger for the North American title, Ridge Holland.
Nice.
And you know what?
Let's go, Ridge.
He's going to take that title too. I think this is the title they give him. I don't think they make him go from title picture to title picture without giving him the title. I think this is the one for him. I think that Ridge takes the title from the Don. They feud for a little bit, and then the Don goes up to the main roster. He's been on NXT for way too long now.
How long is way too long?
I think he's been on the NXT for like 4 or 5 years now. I mean, it could be less. It could be like 3, 4. But still, that's a long time on NXT. Yeah, just questionable booking, in my opinion, altogether. Oh, and then the most questionable booking of all. Eddie Thorpe, now shoehorned into the Oba match for a triple threat match at New Year's Evil. You know, something nobody wanted. Like, it's literally... Oba, it's Oba, Trick, and Eddie Thorpe.
Oh.
Yeah.
Just get the ragdoll, that dude.
I understand all the elements that it adds, but nobody wants it. Everybody's like, dude, we wanted to see Trick versus Oba, and that's what we got. And now out of nowhere, now we have to watch Thorpe. This is a case of not being like, oh, aren't you guys excited? It's like, no, we have to watch this now because we want to watch Trick and Oba. But I guess that comes with a price called Eddie Thorpe.
Yeah, you're gonna have to hold that shit, Joe.
Guess so.
You have to deal with it.
Guess so. And you know, I long-term booking is long-term booking. I'm sure that we're gonna get a Trick versus Oba down the road. I'm sure, but this would have been the perfect time for Oba to just get a singles fight and take the title from Trick, or Trick to beat Oba to go even more over in NXT. But hilarious of Oba to call out Eddie and be like, once Trick's saying like, yeah, let's do a triple threat. Oba's like, no, I see what you are doing. I see. You want to add him because he's an easy pin. And I'm like, oh shit. Dang, Eddie, nobody even thinks about you as a challenge, bro. They just think about you as like somebody they got to worry about getting pinned. Damn, bro, you suck. SmackDown also being talked about for some questionable booking, but not quite as questionable. Starting off talking about SmackDown, I mean, the matches themselves, clearly for story, but it is what it is. You got the, it starts the night with a tag team with Nia Jax and Candice LeRae versus Naomi and, or no, it was a three-way tag, that's right. Yeah, Candice LeRae, Nia, Tiffy versus Bayley, Bianca, and Naomi, the new tag team champions. And you know what I think? I think Naomi attacked Jade. I think this is a heel turn for Naomi. I think Naomi attacked Jade so that way she can become tag team champion. She brings up that this is not the way she wanted to become champion, but this is, and I think everybody's like, oh, they're alluding to the fact that she didn't want to like have to get put into a tag team. No, she didn't want to have to take somebody out to become champion. Because all the bad girls are like, dude, we genuinely have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. Like, none of us did that shit. And also, we don't care. But there's one person who seems real sus about it. Naomi. And if she did do it, I fucks with it.
I think Bianca did it.
You think Bianca did it?
Yeah, because she was still looking... She had a real... It wasn't the typical, like, oh, yeah, I'm brushing this off. She looked pretty smug while Nia was blaming her and, like, saying why. And it's just like, you were heel when you were in NXT. So True. It wouldn't surprise me that you turned heel again.
And it did bother them, you know, kayfabe-wise, when people would talk about how Jade's stronger or Jade's whatever. And Bianca would be like, well, I'm actually stronger. That's okay, though. And you'd be like, I don't know. Yeah, great story for all that. Very much looking forward to all of it. Hate everything Candice LeRae does. Everything entirely. Couldn't stand that she was in the match every time the camera was on her. I was pissed off. Very glad that she was the one who took the pin from Naomi. Good job, Naomi. Thank you. Thank you for doing that.
Yeah. Super questionable as to Candace still being here because she just does look completely out of place in any scenario they keep putting her in, especially with all the shit with being with Naya.
Yeah,
it's just like, what are you doing, man? I get you're like trying to take the place of Tiffany and all, and even to the point where Tiffany, when she grabbed the suitcase from her, well, not suitcase, the briefcase from her,
yeah,
she's like, I want to be champion too. So it's just like, okay, so at least she said it out loud.
Yeah.
And I thought Nia was gonna do another fucking Undertaker get up
when she
was down there like that. Yeah, like right after she said it, I thought she was gonna do it
that
again.
That would have been really good.
Yeah, actually thinking about it now, yeah, Friday was mid as fuck.
It was pretty mid.
Also, I was like, why the fuck am I watching Sammy versus fucking what's his name?
Carmelo Hayes.
Carmelo.
Yeah.
I was just like, because I looked at the time, I'm like, nigga, it is 9:35. This is not the main event. This can't possibly be the main event.
Main event.
And it technically was, because then Cody and fucking Kevin went out there and cried.
Yep. Yeah, it was wild that was what the booking was for that. I mean, I guess it was a good match. Sure. I was like, hey, these guys can wrestle. And man, these guys can wrestle.
I wasn't paying attention to that shit. I did not care. Not in the slightest bit.
And I mean, of course, what was his name?
He had just a random Braun versus Austin Theory match because of the whole thing that went down on the Grayson Waller effect, which had nothing to do with either of them, just with Carmelo Hayes. And instead he has and then squashes Austin Theory, and I'm like, damn, that is unfair. I mean,
he hasn't wrestled in a while. So
yeah. Also,
good way to get him back on TV.
I'm not even going to blame Austin Theory for this. If there's one big guy who looks like he's impossible to pick up, it's Braun Strowman. And Austin Theory I think he wasn't supposed to hit the move anyway, but right before the finish, Austin Theory fucking is picking him up and he drops him in a very awkward way. And I'm like, listen, man, he looks like he is all fucking muscle and like a lot. And then that's a lot of meat right there. That's one big son of a bitch. Picking him up would be extremely difficult to do any move with.
Yeah, he ain't John.
Yeah, no, seriously, that's the only guy. Chelsea Green's, her segment felt a tad racist. It just had a scooch, a taste of racism in it, like subtle racism, but good all together as a heel promo. Her wearing Lady Liberty, talking about how great Canada is and all this stuff, and how great she is because she's Canadian. Great heel heat. It felt like I was watching. It genuinely felt like I was watching like early 2000s, late 90s wrestling. She's over there talking about like these troll-looking girls in the back. Good, you could have been stuck with one of them. I'm like, damn, that's mean.
Yeah, I forgot she was Canadian. I'm not gonna lie. I only picked it up because on Twitter, Meechin pulled out the Constitution on that ass.
Oh damn!
Like the whole like the code and the numbers behind it and everything was just like, yeah, you got to be a natural born U.S. citizen to run for president. And I was just like, oh yeah, she's fucking Canadian.
Yeah. Some for some reason upset that Meechin would be the first to like start contending for the title again. I'm like, well, listen, they were in a spot in a time, and I think Chelsea Green was the appropriate pick to get the first U.S. title, but it's a mid-card title, and she's supposed to defend. So it's like she can either beat Meechin more definitively, or Meechin can win the title. I mean, like this is a new title. There doesn't have to be any set rules or longevity of holding the title yet. Like, let's just use it for what it's meant for, putting women in a spot where they can be a champion. And if Meechin's U.S. champion in 2-3 weeks, I think that's fine.
Yeah, because who cares?
Right. Yeah.
She's the youngest, the oldest fucking champion there is. It was just like, I see what you did there.
Prettiest. Yeah. Oh god. Shout
also,
out
there was there's like I feel like there's gonna be a slight crack between Chelsea and Piper because I think she said something to the effect of like, nobody helped me get here.
Oh,
or
yeah,
something else. She said something pretty negative, and they cut to Piper's face, and she made a face, and I was just like, it's probably gonna happen.
Yeah, she did. She planted the first seed. She said she was doing the whole, and I want to thank the one person who's been by my side, who's helped me more than anybody else in this world, who believed in me when nobody did, and all this stuff. And then she goes, me, because and then Piper's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, because it could easily be like that. It could be either A, she's gonna definitely turn on her, or B, she's like, that's just Chelsea. Whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Of course she would say that.
That's my best friend. She says she'd like that. All right. Yeah, the Street Profits. Thank you. Thank you to the writing, and shouts out Apollo Crews, who didn't make them look dumb. I was like, please don't make them look dumb and gullible now. Like, this is crazy. Like, so they're trying to figure out who gets jumped. Shouts out Pretty Deadly, who sells the whole, like, I have eyewitnesses right here, DIY, and they're like, it was Garza. It was Garza and fucking, you know, the other guy, Alberto. So Street Profits are like, shouts out to them. Love that about their characters. Like, are you sure? All right, bet. Yo, Garza. Yo, Alberto. What's up? You want to jump us? They fight. They get a tag team match, which was incredible. Dawkins showed out tonight. Dawkins always good, but Dawkins showed out. Like, usually it's always Montez. Dawkins is like, no, I always got new shit. I'm always doing new stuff. And then, yeah, great. They get the win. But, like, you're like, dude, so what now? What now? Shouts out Apollo Crews like, y'all are getting played. It was DIY that jumped you. I saw it. I'm like, thank you. Thank you.
It's probably going to be, they're going to, probably do Pretty Deadly versus Street Profits, because fuck you guys for lying on us.
Right.
And then DIY is probably going to do like one more. They're going to probably defend against Motor City Machine Gun Club, or whatever the fuck their long ass name is. Don't really care right now.
Gotcha.
But and then they're going to lose, and then they're going to have to go against DIY again to actually win the belts from them. Like Street Profits are gonna go against them.
Yeah, give these men the belts. It'll happen. It's coming. All right, let's talk about the co-main. We already talked a little bit about the Sami and everything, but let's talk about what's really important about that. Braun coming out behind Carmelo as Carmelo tries to sneak away, them chasing each other to the back. Braun carrying Carmelo back out just to see that Sami's getting jumped by the bloodline. Drops Carmelo. He's like, I'll go help them. Starts clearing it out. You're like, hell yeah, this is incredible right now. And then, dude, nobody can deny the electricity, the heat, the fucking absolute draw of Jacob Fatu. They have put him in front of so many different guys, and the crowd loses their mind every time. They had him and Braun size each other up, and the crowd was like, take my money. I will literally pay you money to watch this fight right now. And I mean, just Braun, everybody sells it so well. When Jacob does the no sell, when he gets up and he starts fucking shaking his hair and screaming, Braun was like, no fucking shot. This guy's up right now. I'm like, I'm sorry, Braun. I'm sorry. He's about to do it to you. Tamatonga.
Yeah, he, no matter who you put him in front of him, he's definitely. It doesn't matter. Every match, every time they put whoever they put him in front of, like whether it be an actual match or like the alluding to of it, it's gonna be good. It doesn't matter what the fuck's going on. They could just surprise match and be like, "Hey, we're doing this. Just throw it on," and everyone's gonna fucking love it. Like he's definitely gonna be in the fucking Hall of Fame. Like once he's actually done.
100%.
Like he's great.
So good, dude. Yeah, it was.
And it's like it's great. It's even funny because they've only let him actually talk and cut promos like 3 times. And after that, they're like, "Hey, we gotta ease off this because he's got to overshadow everything."
Yeah, he does.
We can't let him talk anymore, guys.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Damn. God, shouts out Jacob Fatu. Yeah, the bloodline comes in, jumps everybody, fucking spikes the shit out of Sami. Sami's dead now, so he's gonna have a great whatever holiday he celebrates for the next couple weeks somewhere. And that was the end of SmackDown. Oh no, it wasn't, Cody and KO had to come out and have a screaming match. Shut the hell up, Kevin. Shut up. I am sick of hearing you talk. I'm like, all right.
So, hey, Cody, do something about it. You're doing a lot of fucking talking. Meanwhile, Kevin just dropped you on your neck twice, bro.
Almost did.
Do something. Do something.
I'm pretty sure you probably heard of it. If not, people might have heard of it already. The MSG show where Cody regained the winged eagle, I think in like a cage match or whatever it was, against KO, just for KO to jump his ass again and take it. And I'm like, dude, KO's a monster. Mine. It's minesies. Kind of talking about this. Good to bring up Nick Aldis really flexing that I'm a fire ass power. Fucking telling Pretty Deadly, like, and they're like, oh, well, what if we didn't say, well, then you could just not have a job here. I can pretty much just guarantee you that. And then telling KO, like, I don't think you quite understand. It's non-negotiable in the sense that you give us the belt or you're fired. Hell yeah, Nick. Didn't work.
And it's just like,
but
I was just like, who cares? It's just crazy because it's just like, bro, he literally, this belt isn't anything. It's an ornament. Why are you getting mad over it?
Because he won't give it back.
Who cares?
My dad, Triple H, gave that to me, and he wants it back.
If it was what do you call it? If they were in Saudi, then he'd have no choice but to give it back. Because they don't play about that museum over there.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, what do you think about the match that's made, the ladder match between KO and Cody?
That's fun. Honestly,
yeah.
Cody should lose it because when have we ever really seen him in a ladder match? And then there's Kevin, who is a big man doing small man things.
Right.
So, like, give it up, bro.
Yeah.
You'll be all right.
I don't think Cody's going to. No bias. I don't think he's going to, but no bias. I don't think he's going to. But
the fact that you had to say no bias means there's plenty of bias.
Darnell, we do unbiased commentary here. All right.
I don't know who is we.
But I think I'm just genuinely interested. I'm trying to think of the last time they ever even did a ladder match for just like a title match in general. Been a long time, I would think.
Yeah, because nobody wants to do that shit.
Yeah. It hurts. Those ladders hurt.
You had Roman with the belt for a million years. He just did all his matches just regular ass 1v1. I mean 1v2. I mean 1v3. I mean 1v4 matches. And then you had Seth over there just doing. He had that one crazy ass match with Shinsuke,
right.
Which is I guess a street fight match. Where all count anywhere.
Last man standing. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Last man standing. It was, I think. Yeah.
And then the only time we ever see like actual ladder matches is usually for the tag team belts.
Yeah, exactly. It'll be interesting. Yeah, I think it definitely at least it'll put a lot to rest whoever wins, So it's interesting. It's good stuff. I like it. I like the build. And that was the coverage for this week. That's all of it. That's the most important parts of this week that we brought to you. All right. Well, I want to thank you guys for watching this episode. We appreciate you for checking it out. We thank you for liking, commenting, getting active in those comments, subscribing because it's free. And we hope to bring more of this in the next year. Netflix on Raw, more shit coming for 3-hour SmackDowns. I mean, it's going to be a big year for wrestling. John Cena. John Cena's coming back on January 6th, baby. I just remember John Cena. Yeah.
What a legendary day forever. And not for the reason people think. It's January 6th. That's why I keep laughing about it, because I'm just like, every time they say it, I'm just like, DC.
We'll be right back. All right. Thanks. Bye, guys.